Charring vegetables has become a pretty cool chefy thing to do, and no one nails it like Chef Christian Puglisi from Relais and Manfred's in Copenhagen. His technique will turn this humble cabbage into something pretty awesome. So this is just a plain green cabbage. You're gonna start by cutting it in half, straight through the core. Just a little bit of oil, any neutral oil, grapeseed, canola, just enough to coat the bottom of the pan, and I'm over about medium-high heat. It's going right into the pan, cut side down. I'll just move it around at the beginning to make sure the oil gets on the flat side, but after that, I'm really not gonna touch this cabbage again for about 10 or 15 minutes. We're basically taking this to the very edge of burning. If you think you've gone too far, that's actually when you're doing it right. So this cabbage has been going for a while. I want to show you what it looks like. It's pretty much black in the center and it's going out to a really dark, nice brown on the edge. This is when I'm going to start the second stage of this cooking, which basically involves a big bath of butter. When the butter gets in there, it's gonna start foaming right away. This is brown butter. It smells awesome. You just wanna tilt your pan so that the butter is cooling and start spooning that over the cabbage. It's gonna heat it up. It's gonna drench it with delicious buttery flavor, and it's also gonna start to cook it. Make sure as you're going, you get dark brown hot butter onto the core side as well. That's the densest part of the vegetable, and you want to make sure that this is tender everywhere. If it seems like it's getting just a little bit too dark, if you're seeing mostly black flecks in the butter, you can always add softened butter to the pan. It's going to cool down the butter that's already in there and kind of bring it back from the brink. After you've been going for about half a minute, just going to let it hang out for 3 minutes. The next ingredient is a little bit of kelp powder. You're gonna go to the supermarket and just look for dried konbu or kelp. Break it up into a couple of pieces, and these are going into a spice mill, and in the end you have this seaweed flavored powder. I'm gonna add the konbu right into the brown butter, and we're just gonna baste that over for the very last stage of the cooking. I feel really good about this cabbage right now. I can tell the top is like browned and really tender. To check it, I'm gonna use the cake tester. Not just for cakes, people. So for this, we're gonna go in a spot near the core that you know is the thickest, densest place. You'll sort of feel it pass through the individual layers. It is super tender, and I think we're done. So now carefully, with a pair of tongs, I'm gonna bring the cabbage over to my cutting board. Just any little too dry pieces are gonna come off. So now we're gonna cut it in half into quarters. So just lining your knife up with the core right through. Super tender. You have this pretty awesome black and white, half charred, half tender inside of the cabbage. And now we haven't seasoned the cabbage at all. Take a little bit of salt, get in between those layers so it's seasoned everywhere. And then I love this part. You want to take a little bit of fresh basil, tuck it in between some of these layers, and the heat of the cabbage right away starts to warm up, and the smell of the basil comes right out, and it just adds a little green, fresh, aromatic hit at the end. And this very last little bit of seasoning is a little bit of vinegar. I'm using cider vinegar, just a few drops. I promise this dish will forever change the way you think about cabbage, but will also give you the courage to burn things more often in your kitchen and make it look good. For more pro recipes and chef tips like this one, go to bonappetit.com/clap, just like clap.